Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for Bella Blvd to share with you this layout featuring friends as well as the borders and the cut-aparts. So I have two photos. I've converted them to black and white, and my friend here is my furry friend, one of my two furry friends. This is Jasmine, and I have two of the cut-aparts, and I'm cutting out the bow so that I can slide the photo into the card there to kind of create a frame around the photo. So you don't always have to have these cards are amendable, right? They totally have words, and there isn't a lot of space for journaling, but you can create space, and I'm going to show you how to do that even with these the border bits there. So there's the frame around that photo. Now I'm going to create a sidebar, for the lack of a better word, using the borders on the right hand side. I'm leaving that rainbow cut apart card intact, but here I'm taking the borders and I'm going to create another 3x4 pocket card. So I want the hearts to be centered, and I particularly want the hearts to have the same color palette as that rainbow card. So the pink, the orange, the teal, and the purple are sort of the colors that I've made the colors of the layout. It's a lot of colors for me. There's also yellow, I think, as well, because of the yellow bow that's there. And then I'm going to cover up part of that, and that is going to be my journaling spot, right? So perfect way to use the borders. You have a header and a footer on your pocket card, and just create your own pocket and journaling spot as well. So that is, so you can see there's lots and lots of layers to this layout, because not only do I layer things up, but I also layer the layered cards as well. So my original intent had been to have just the 4 3x4s and layer those up, but you'll see that plan changes as I continue to create. So I really like the look of that. I've got a good mix of colors in there. I've got somewhere to journal, and then I also have all of that white space that I can use for the title. I have my two photos, and I like to use more than one photo when possible on a page. So here I am looking to layer this particular card because I want to add additional color to that. So I'm going to cut another 3x4 and then just back that on the back there. I think I end up cutting it slightly more than 3x4, which is why it's slightly off. And I'm okay with it being slightly off because I don't want it to be perfect all the way. I do create a lot of grid layouts, but you'll know that I have a series called Breaking Out of the Box, and the idea is to make a boxy layout less grid-like. That's what I always strive to do. So I have my 4 elements. I'm going to go ahead and line those up, and you can see I'm adhering to them to the page. So I commit, but I back up on my commitment there. So this is the Just Because collection, and we are featuring that over on the Bella Blvd blog. And again, as I said, this week we are featuring friends, so be sure to check out what the other ladies have done for their friendship pages. And there's some really cute uses too as well of these border strips and the cut-aparts. So I've committed to that, but now you can see I've got this big white space. And the idea was I knew I wanted to use that "You're the Best" as my title, but the problem is that it doesn't fit. So I skipped ahead, but I do a fair amount of shuffling on this, and I really don't like it overlapping the photo. And so what I do is I move these letters, these are the chipboard, letters down to the bottom, which is a perfect way of now centering the grid between the top and the bottom of the page. But I have this huge white space that is between the photo elements and that border over on the right hand side. So somehow I've got to close that gap in there, and you will see I'm going to come up with the perfect solution for that. So I'm going to shift those top 2 photos over, and now these cards from the cut apart that are, they're like, there you go, flashcards, they fit in there perfectly, right? Isn't that awesome? So just, I mean, it's just, you know, when things are meant to be, they just kind of happen and you don't have to force them. Or when you do force them, sometimes it's, to me, the shuffling is making things happen, right? So I'm going to back these just as I've backed all the other things, again with lots and lots of bright color, but again using that rainbow as the palette there. So this one is a little bit shorter than the others, so I'm going to make a tag out of it. So I've got this really cool punch with the straight, it's not an oval, but I'll just say rounded corner rectangle. And so that makes a tag out of it, which means I can put a little bit more teal, that sort of brighter teal, into the page, and just, yeah, break it out of the box. So you can see that you've got the 6 rectangles, but they're different shapes, different sizes, and that breaks the linearness of the grid. So now I've pulled in lots of embellishments. Not that it really needs a whole lot, given all of the graphics that are already there, but I just like a little bit of texture to the page. So I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon through this here. That is from ages ago from a stash. A scrappy friend of mine made that when we had a local scrapbook store, literally probably a decade ago. So I initially staple it, but I don't like the look of that popping up onto the cat's face. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the staple out and then just tie that, and that is perfect. And then I have some of these dimension stickers that I always pull apart, because there's usually at least 2 or 3 foam dots, which is just too much of a skyscraper for me on the page, and so I like to deconstruct them. I am also going to use some of these really cool puffy stickers, and that is pretty much going to, that I think with that bow, that is going to, oh no, I'm going to put a few more flowers in. So I want to create a cluster of flowers to kind of close off that white space that's at the top right there, and so I will do that with some of these ephemera pieces. I don't use any of the ephemera. Actually, that's not true. So off camera, where I've got that floral cluster up there, I end up finding the word friends. And so my original intent was I wanted to put "you're the best friend," but I'm pretty sure it says friends. And so "you're the best friends" to me was kind of weird. And I wanted to use friend because I wanted the theme this week is friend. And so I'm going to use the ephemera word friend where those floral clusters were up there. Actually, I am going to put it up there. So I'm going to shift those down and I'm going to put the word friend. And so that closes off that white space, which is a little bit trapped in there. But I still have my floral content that is in there as well. So that is going to wrap up the video, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this creative process and see how you can amend borders and cut aparts to make them work for you. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.